The Viking Age was shaped by legendary figures whose names still echo through history. None more so than Ragnar Lothbrok and his sons. Among them, Ivar the Boneless led the great heathen army to terrorize Anglo-Saxon England, while his brother Fitzerk carved his own path as a fierce warrior. But every dynasty has its twilight. Today we explore the tragic fall of Fitzerk and the eventual end of Ivar's dynasty, a saga marked by glory, betrayal, and a brutal final chapter. Ragnar Lothbrok's sons, Björn Ironside, Sigurd Snake in the Ear, Ubbe, Ivar the Boneless, and Fitzerk, were renowned for their ferocity and ambition. After avenging their father's gruesome death at the hands of King Aelle of Northumbria, these brothers led the great heathen army in a devastating campaign across England from 865 AD onward. While Ivar the Boneless is often remembered as the ruthless leader who orchestrated the invasion, Fitzerk also played a vital role. According to Norse sagas, Hvitserk inherited territories in Jutland and Vendland and fought alongside his brothers in England and beyond. Some historians believe Fitzerk may be the same person as Halfdan Ragnarsson, a prominent Viking leader in England, though this remains debated. After the conquest of York in 866 and the subsequent campaigns, Fitzerk's power grew. He is said to have led Viking forces into Frankish territories and possibly ventured eastward into the lands of the Rus, the ancestors of modern Russians and Ukrainians. Saga sources tell us that Fitzerk was a fierce and fearless warrior, embodying the Viking ideal of courage and honor. His name, meaning white shirt, may have referred to distinctive battle attire or a symbolic identity. Despite their early successes, the unity of Ragnar's sons began to fracture. Ivar the Boneless, the dominant force behind the great heathen army, eventually disappeared from historical records around 870 AD. His death marked the beginning of the decline of his dynasty's influence. Hvitserk, however, continued to fight on. According to the tale of Ragnar's sons, after years of warfare in England and Francia, Fitzerk moved east to the lands known as Gierdariki, roughly corresponding to Kievan Rus and surrounding Slavic territories. It was in these eastern lands that Fitzerk met his tragic end. Historical and saga accounts agree that he faced a powerful enemy, likely a Slavic or Rus ruler, who commanded overwhelming forces. Despite his valor, Fitzerk was defeated and captured. When asked how he wished to die, Fitzerk chose a Viking's honorable death, to be burned alive at a stake made of human remains. This grim fate was a testament to his warrior spirit, preferring a fiery death over captivity or humiliation. Fitzerk's death by fire was not merely a personal tragedy. It symbolized the fading of Ivar's dynasty. The sons of Ragnar, once feared across Europe, were losing their grip on power. The great heathen army fragmented, and new Viking leaders and dynasties emerged. In England, the Viking hold weakened under the pressure of Anglo-Saxon resistance, especially from Alfred the Great of Wessex. The Norse influence shifted from outright conquest to settlement and assimilation. The story of Fitzerk's death is preserved mainly in Norse sagas, which blend history with legend. While the exact details of his campaigns and demise remain uncertain, the consistent theme is his bravery and tragic end. Some historians suggest Fitzerk and Halfdan Ragnarsson might be the same man, complicating the historical record. Others argue that Fitzerk's eastern campaigns connect Viking expansion to the Rus lands, highlighting the broad reach of Viking influence. Settlements reshaped medieval Europe. The Viking Age gradually gave way to the rise of new kingdoms and cultures, influenced by Norse heritage. Fitzerk's death marked the close of a chapter, the end of the fierce warrior brotherhood that had once seemed invincible. But their stories continue to inspire, reminding us of a time when the fate of nations hung on the swords of legendary Vikings, Dynasty, and the fading of the Viking Age's most fearsome generation. Dynasty and the fading of the Viking Age's most fearsome generation. From the blood-soaked battlefields of England to the distant lands of the Rus, Fitzerk's journey was one of glory and tragedy. The sons of Ragnar Lothbrok may have been mortal, but their saga is immortal, sketched forever in history and legend as the giants who shaped the medieval world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the rise and fall of one of history's most legendary Viking families. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hvitserk's final chapter and the end of Ivar's dynasty, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more stories from the Viking Age and beyond. Until next time, may your spirit be as fierce as the Vikings of old.